Good morning, everybody. This is Sandra Herrick, and I am your host this morning for Coffee, Tea, and Me. I want to thank my producer, Denise Iwana Francesco, my sidekick over there, a.k.a. Dana. Good morning. It's cute to see her face and have her smile at me and kind of go, ooh, so I get aligned and kind of sit here and figure out what's going on. First and foremost, I want to take a centering. Let's take a breath and know that whether you're live with me now or you come and visit me later in the archives, that we're here for several things. One, because you're curious. Two, because your curiosity has brought you here or brings you here, or somehow you find yourself here, so that spirit and you have a relationship that is guiding you to where your growth is. Not only what you are because you have been designed and lived a life that got you here, but because of these aspects of your life that have created you, you are able to make choices about the way that you will continue to live or change your life so your life can continue. These are topics that I love to talk about. These are situations that I love to experience with people. This is where my practice comes in and supports individuals or groups in knowing we're not alone. We're not uniquely isolated, even though we may feel it. So thank you for being here. Click on like if you like it. Share it with your friends if you would like them to learn more and have a discussion with them. You can email me at sandraherrick@me.com if you would like to ask questions or have a dialogue. And you can go to my website, soulawakenings.org, and that's about to be changed also to find out more about me. It is in that transitional space, but let's get to it. Deep breath, everybody. Deep breath and bring that place inside you with your coffee or your tea and the delight of a morning, or wherever you are in your finding yourself this morning. Be in touch with what you're feeling right now. Allowing yourself to be in touch with your feeling brings you out of denial. It brings you out of that space of keeping yourself at a distance. I ask you to be tender and gentle in here as you come into your experience of yourself so that you can check, monitor, embrace yourself with some tenderness and compassion, and offer yourself the intelligence that you have. When spirit and soul speaks to the mind and the body in offering information to bring you to a deeper awareness of not just your soul, but the way your soul desires to express and truly be who you are. A gentle breath is all you need to bring into you the quiet, to really let the rhetoric stay out there, the fear, the anxiety, the angst, the overwhelms. Take another breath in and expand your energy field, your aura, and just push back gently so you're with you. One more breath, and again, in gratitude for being here today, in this moment, whenever it is, that you join with inside yourself a larger community of like kind. Open your eyes when you're ready, wiggle your fingers, your toes, and just kind of be here. Just kind of be here. So I would like to apologize right off the top with I have a major thyroid thing going on that my mouth is so dry that my tongue gets stuck to my teeth and I try to talk and I sound a little bit like Daffy Duck on occasion. So it's not me being overwhelmed with my own nervousness. It's like my body's getting old and it's starting to screw around me. We'll figure it out. And I have my water and my coffee. So cheers, everybody, and good morning. Today I'm really in that space of aha. And the reason why I am is because since last month and today, I have gone back to a place in my recovery, in my soul's recovery, because today we're talking about how to recover your soul. I went back to Sierra Tucson, which is a treatment facility for all sorts of overwhelm and being saturated in your life. And it is amazing to be able to talk with the intelligence of growth when a facility knows that they are tapping into what is very, very important to catch right now in humanity. And that is the overwhelming experience of being alive and surviving our traumas. The traumas to our body, the traumas to our mind, our soul, our emotions, just the life experience. Not everybody gets to skip down the yellow brick road and wear red shoes. But even then, when she did, she was traumatized. She hit some scary places and still found her way home. So we're all Dorothy in many, many levels, finding out where are we when we landed? What are the turbulences we need to experience? And to know that we're all on a similar path of discovery to find out who we are, develop who we are, be supported for who we are and what we get to be, and to support others. And really to find out what life is doing to us. How does it design our character? What does it do to my makeup? Do we keep in check with that essence of our being when we were born? Or do we allow it to become overwhelmed by people that decide you can't exist, or you aren't allowed to, as Dana would say, shine? That you're not allowed your light to be present makes me emotional, because so many people are overwhelmed with the ass-kicking, shaking reality that not everybody is happy to see you. And therefore we have to really defend ourselves, protect ourselves, own ourselves, really create the space to stand up for ourselves. And these are the training grounds that we have as children that say, I'm me. I would like to share my life with you. And to not always go after the people. I am known for this. Oh my God, it was one of my traits. If someone didn't like me, it was like, why don't you like me? I have to chase you and find out why you don't like me, rather than be with the people that like me, because sometimes I was a little bored with too much kindness. Being a Scorpio, I'm that kind of a critter. So I chased down the debate. Don't you want to like me? Can I do something nice that you want me to like me? Or if I'm nice to you, will like me? Rather than, hey, proof is in the pudding. You don't like me, I will go someplace else. And it took me some time to figure that out. And it also in my daily life even has that tap on my shoulder, like, what's real, Sandy? What's real? How old am I in the moment of any interaction? Is my 3-year-old present? Is my 5-year-old present? Is my kick-ass broad present? Or is my holy woman present? All these personas inside our soul are the aspects of the light that truly shimmer and reflect in creating all the multiple colors in our auras, all the multiple colors in our chakras. And going back to Sierra Tucson brought to me the doctorate of my recovery. And what that means is in 1991 when I went, because I truly was overwhelmed by my life. And it wasn't that I was an alcoholic or an addict. It wasn't that I was acting out in a way that looked obvious. I was acting out in a way that looked normal and extremely normal, because I was good at surviving. But everybody knew I was falling apart except me. I thought I was falling apart and holding it together. And by going to my soul, recovering my soul, there are guidelines for everyone. First and foremost, you need to be in touch with the fact that you sense you're seeping away, that you're losing touch with that sense of not just your dream, but your essence. The character of you that is blessed in your creation by being blessed with who you are. And when you feel, it makes me want to cry, because when we feel that place of implosion, when we feel that place that our natural being is not invited, accepted, or allowed to just be, and our society right now is overwhelmed with deflation of identity because of the disconnect from our soul and how to be who we are in the world, to be able to activate and generate our lives. Life doesn't just come to us. And going to Sierra Tucson is that place of kind of like rattling the mindset of, I want my red ball and all I'm getting are blue balls. And well, that's kind of a saying, isn't it? Sorry about that. Well, and you know, I'm going to sit here and cry and cry and cry. I want the red ball. I want the red ball. And there are other colors in the room, everything except red. Do I play with these and have a game with people and bounce and enjoy? Or do I stop myself because I only want red? Eventually, I do get my red play toys and my experience because red is my color. But the spectrum of being able to go through the learning curves of what else is there means I don't always get it the way I want it. Life brings it to me the way I need to discover who I am, so I still want to be in life. It cuts through the cord of just I will myself to be willing to be myself and discover who that is. Back to Sierra Tucson. Shame. If you ever want to know what attacks a soul, I will tell you straight and foremost, it's pretty much shame. That someone shames you. You feel ashamed because you don't feel who you are or safe enough to be in the presence of someone. That when we are shamed, we either develop an anti-character or we lose the character and have this experience of not being allowed to be even in the form of existing. Shame tears at the very fiber of our innocence, our naivety, because then we feel embarrassed that we don't know how to figure something out. We don't know what it is we're supposed to learn. As we develop, there is the generosity of life that gives us the tools to learn how to even figure out what life and death is by falling madly in love with a pet and having to lose it at a young age. We are graced with the facts of learning life is life. It comes and it goes. And if someone shames you because you're crying, if someone shames you because you're in grief and tells you, for God's sakes, grow up, when someone shames you because you're feeling hurt and they tell you, for God's sakes, grow up, get over it, act like a man, or all that stuff, how do we find the soothing, the embracing, the counter to the belief patterns that are starting to develop because of shame? Embarrassment stalls us or implodes something that makes us explode. Shame, right now, is part of the reason why we're at such a chaotic space. We don't want to feel excluded about how we need to feel included. We need to learn that being included, to include ourselves, not to just live on, if I'm accepted, then I exist. Or if I'm not accepted, I don't exist at all. And then there's revenge. There's that acting out. We take it out on ourselves by being disobedient to the laws of self-care. We act out to our environment by being challenging morality. Shame will be a punctured tube of toothpaste which is all those aspects of ourselves with the tap on tight, that all of a sudden we squeeze and everything squiggles out. Nothing's whole anymore. Going to Sierra Tucson was that moment for me just a few weeks ago, to be invited back, to be brought back as a therapist, as a provider, because I have selected this position in life to take a look at what it means to have a soul, what it means to have a life, and what it means to do your work and explore how you work in whether it's reading, writing, art, therapy, religion, guidance, that you find a way to belong to yourself. I do it through therapy. I do it through the encounter of exploring the consciousness, the grit of being able to find yourself and be yourself and then expand yourself. Going to Sierra Tucson, I keep going back to this and getting to the story. When I went there with these professionals, it's a fascination to go to a place that you went to when you were completely exhausted in your life. To be invited back to take a review of 27 years later. What did you do with your recovery, with your chance to recover, with your path of recovery? And what it showed me as I sat with professionals with so much work to do in the psychotherapeutic world of just trying to get people to feel they are sane. We're in an epidemic of the lack of sanity. And it is important for us to know we have the right to be sane. I was in a room with 20-some odd people, other professionals that work on a scale of such diversified levels of healing, from ministers to psychiatrists, psychologists that work in lockup, that work in treatment centers, that work with children, that work with adults, and they can work with them until they realize that that squiggly space of their psyche and soul and heart is now so challenged that they want to get them into an area where they are held with such compassion, such safety, that they're allowed to figure out and break down the insanity that has encompassed the soul and remind it that it exists. There's no shaming, there's no denying your pain, and there's no deliberately giving you a box to fit in so that you can only be one thing. You're an alcoholic, or you're an addict, or you're a overeater, or you're a sex addict, or you're. You all know what it is that you're doing in order to survive. They understand now that somewhere inside us we are traumatized by something. That is that core trauma of shame that all of a sudden suffocates our flame or holds it in check from really being able to burn bright and find our way. And that inner flame is the very light, the very heat that has the ability to burn the shame that is piling up around us and find our way out, to tunnel out. Please take a look. Take inventory. What has shamed you? It's amazing how shame with our soul, when we face our shame and find out what's got us by the throat and won't let us speak, what's got our mind talking chatter that is so self-negative. As soon as we have a positive thought, we demean it with, oh, I can't. No, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the right education. I don't belong with, I don't know how to do it, so I can't do it. What are the words that we can challenge our shame with and actually say to it, you are what has made more than you. The shame for me that came up in the room, I was able to go into a psychodrama which I love doing and I love being a part of. And a psychodrama, for anybody who doesn't know, we have every day. We're in many psychodramas with our families and we don't even know it. When we go in and all of a sudden our boss becomes our mother or our father and we don't even know it. And then the group of people we're working with becomes our family and we don't even know it. But we're acting out all these historical identities that we have, and and we come home and say to our partners or our friends, "Oh my God, they're acting just like my mother. They're, or my father. He's still da 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 da." Well, these are highlights of proof that you haven't expanded past the shame you're still trying to work out by either punching your father back and say, "Get out of my way," or telling your mother, "Your life ain't my life. And I can't live in your culture or your time of life. I need to discover mine, but thanks for trying to guide me." Or get out of my way and don't be jealous or hide me. We have such issues. And yes, there's love. Yes, I am worth the love, and I'm not going to throw my love away anymore. It's no different than the plane. Put your mask on first and then share with others. People lose their soul by being so kind. They empty themselves because the kindness they're giving, in all due respect, is hopefully rewarded in return. And if it doesn't come back the way you need it, you are kindly expiring into a death that has such confusion because I'm so kind, I'm so generous. Why don't people want to be around me? Or why am I alone? There's that place of my brother Tony was perfect for this. He was that big guy, 6'5", that finally said, "Screw y'all. If you don't like me, I don't like you, and I don't give a damn." As his loved so deeply, some of the badassest, most outrageous people loved him, and he did good with them. He was a brother, not just a brother. And his action was so big in his soul that when he finally said, "Nobody's going to hold me down," his light was so bright. No matter what he did, you saw him. And he did it because he was no longer frightened of being who he was, good, bad, or ugly. He was who he was, and there's respect for that. Recovering the soul. I'm going to give you 3 simple ways to start, and I mean simple. First and foremost, think about right now how you feel about your life. If you like it, amen, go for it, share it. Find out how you've done it and talk to other people about it. If you're a little frustrated, take that frustration and wonder, overwhelmed with anxiety or drinking or use or the search you're seeking, then take pause and know your trauma is expressing itself in this way to say to you, "Hello, help, I need you. Hello, pause, have a look." And we visit it on occasion. And when we visit, I ask you to be brave enough to breathe and feel and pause in the truth of what you're feeling. Feeling core feelings is important. What is your core feeling? It doesn't mean if you feel sad, your whole day is ruined. It means I carry a sadness inside me that I don't necessarily deal with all the time, but I come back to it. It's a core feeling. I kind of pack it in my suitcase, and no matter where I go, it comes out first, and then I can have to deal with it. If your core feeling is fear, then you need to know that what it is that even though you're not fearful of your whole day, that fear will keep you from going out into your world with the sense of safety that the world is there for you to explore, rather than be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. When a overzealous parent says, "Be careful" to everything you do, you don't even get to experience what it is that's dangerous. You just know that your curiosity is shortchanged with, "What do you mean I got to be careful? I was just going to jump off this rock and jump in the stream and have a splash. And of course you can break the leg and you can all that other stuff, but 90% of the time you don't. Without my glasses, I don't know how much time we got. How much time we got? Where am I on the clock? I got 3 minutes? 4 minutes? Good God, I talk. Core feelings are something that will bring you in touch to the fact that you are paused, you will breathe, and 3 or 4 breaths to pause and bring you in touch with yourself is the simplest way to retrieve your soul, connect to your soul, and feel the spiritus of the breath of your soul, so that it can expand and see what's happening in your life and bring you an awareness to the power that spirit starts to bring, or the magic of your magical life, where a book will fall in front of you, a page will open, a person will say something, and you will start hearing the guidance that your soul is bringing to you. And I ask you to pay attention. Please do not fear discovering who you are. Fear losing your right to discover. Any questions you have, please write me at sandraherrick@me.com, soulawakenings.org. Come and share this, be with this, and know that what I would like to leave you with is a moment. And I'm going to raise my hand and send energy. This is one of those things where, in the name of all things that are light and goodness and kindness and compassion, I would like to put my hand on your heart, reach out to your soul, and say, bring into you the comfort of compassion that truly someone is offering. Someone is able to offer through the ethers of energy. Even though you're sitting here and I'm sitting there, the ethers of energy are so incredibly profound that there is no time and space. We're touching each other. Take a chance to feel what you're feeling, share what you're feeling, and receive the warmth, so it imprints you and gives you the opportunity to remember your soul. And then breathe again. Breathe again. With all things that are delightful, I say to you, thank you for coming today. Are we on time? 2 minutes. Okay. 2 minutes is a lot of time. Go to Google, 1 minute, go to Google and literally search for books on soul and spirit and recovery. Go to Google and find for yourself the place where spirit wants you to hear and see what is good in finding you as you find yourself. Go to Google, whatever the search is, start looking for that place that will give you the opportunity to know you're not alone. With great love, Coffee, Tea, and Me, I sign out as Sandy Herrick. It has been great to share with you today, and I'll be back next